I'd like to talk a little bit about what a sleep association is and what it means by a sleep prep. Many times when families come to me, they are at a loss because their babies need to be fed to sleep, rocked to sleep, held to sleep, co-sleeping with them in the car seat, rock and play, name it, okay? Things that worked at the time that they needed them to work. For instance, if there's any medical condition, say baby was colicky or had GERD or reflux, and mom and dad had to do whatever it took just to get that baby to settle down and sleep, well, that's what I call that accidental parenting. It's not that you really thought about, hey, I always want to rock my baby to sleep. It's just that that's what worked. But now it's become a sleep association that your baby expects to have every time they go to sleep, every time they come out of a natural sleep cycle, which lasts about 45 minutes. And that's what they need. And because that's what they're used to. I like to compare it to, pretend you go to bed as an adult. We go to bed in our nice cozy bed. It's nice and quiet. And we're in a nice sleep state. And somebody, while we're in that sleep state, takes us out and puts us in the middle of the kitchen floor. Now we're coming out of a sleep cycle. Do we not wake up fully and say, oh my gosh, I'm not going back to sleep here in the kitchen floor? Well, it's very similar for babies who have a sleep association that have had to sleep or feed to sleep, rock to sleep, car ride to sleep, everything that I've mentioned before. If that's not there, when they're coming out of a sleep cycle, they're going to need it to go back to sleep. So especially it shows up during the day, during naps, because the drive to sleep is not as strong as overnight. So that's where I hear my moms and dads say, well, my baby only sleeps like 20 or 30 minutes during the day. Well, that's because they have a sleep association, and that drive to go into the next sleep cycle isn't as strong as it is overnight. So they're only getting these 20-minute cat naps out of them during the day. Where at night, if you're doing a sleep association or if baby has a sleep prep, you might get 1 or 2 sleep cycles before that drive to sleep, it kind of wears off. And then baby's like, oh, hold on. Where's that bottle I needed to go to sleep? And then they start calling for you. So that's where sleep problems and challenges come into place, is when a baby has become dependent on something other than their own self, being able to self-soothe and sleep independently. That's where sleep challenges will come in for a family, because baby requires them to go to sleep during the day, to go to sleep at night. It creates all sorts of messes during the day with their naps because that drive to sleep isn't as strong. And then overnight, it's just this vicious cycle. And then what happens when all of this is going on and baby's not sleeping? Now your baby becomes overtired. And now being able to sleep is even harder because their sleep tank is so empty. So that's why it's so crucial. It's not even a choice. It's a responsibility to teach your baby how to go to sleep independently, based on sleep foundations being in place, based on you being there to help them through it. But it's a lifelong skill. I don't say that lightly. It is a lifelong skill that we as human beings need to have in order to function properly in this crazy world of ours. So I just wanted to explain a little bit more about a sleep association or sleep prep. A lot of people throw those words around without really knowing what they mean.